Hi guys, we'll understand Oracle database overview in this session. In this introduction, we'll understand about your database overview, database management systems, your brief history of your Oracle database, and relational model system. Let's move on to your database overview. So let us see a database overview. We know data, different kind of data where we have. It could be a banking, it could be insurance, airlines, oil corporation, retail real estate, telecom, utility bills. Wherever you go, we have different kind of data, Twitter data. But where we are going to store this data? Digitally nowadays, we are using database. This database, which is a software to store your data. This is a container which contains data where we collect to store and retrieve by using your database applications. Different applications where we have in our environment. Nowadays, we use SAP, Java, .NET, AngularJS, or any other frameworks. With these applications, we store data. We collect and store your data. So this database is an organized collection of information and being treated as a unit. Employee data is one of the major. Frequently we see most of the companies maintain their records. Even in banking, we withdraw or we transfer or we deposit. Every transaction is being recorded in your database. That transaction we can view, we can pull the data, we can read the data from your database as well. We can modify the data as well. Of course, in case if there is an address change, you go for a Me Seva centers or some Seva centers to change your date of birth or address change, or online. But ultimately, this is being processing in your database, which is your backend. The database is your backend. So this is a storage to store your data. There are different kind of companies: Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, DB2, SAP ASC, Postgres. Out of these brands, where we use almost the top, which is secured in terms of security and performance, the features, Oracle is the best. So these are the examples where we have discussed, where telecom, even airlines, medical. Aadhaar card is one of the transaction where we store our Aadhaar card data as well. PAN card data. We do transaction, we do fund transfer using Paytm. Most of the payment utility bills, payment gateways, they use the database backend. HR data even. So these are the examples where we store our data and we collect and manage within the database. Coming back to database management systems, which is a software that controls the storage and organize to retrieve the data. So this database management system will help to organize your data and being typically into three elements, which are kernel code, and repository of metadata and query language. These three elements are part of DBMS, where kernel code, even OS has a kernel. One of the main element is kernel, and this kernel is a code part of database software to manage your database, which manages your memory as well as storage of the database. The code is being written to manage your memory and storage, which is a kernel code, heart of your database. Next, the repository of metadata. Ultimately, the information have to store in the database, whatever the information, the repository which acts this database is being stored the dictionary information, the data dictionary, which is your metadata. The data dictionary is about your database, what kind of data, how it's being stored, what is being stored. So it has own dictionary data which never changes, can be stored in your repository. And to access this data from your database, we need a language, a query language, which create an interface between application and your database, so that the applications can access the data with this language. So these three are part of your DBMS, the main elements of your DBMS. So let's move on to brief history of Oracle database. In this history, we'll see from where it started, who has started, and where we are. Founding of Oracle, Larry Ellison, Bob Miner, and Ed Oates. They started this consultancy software development laboratories, which is relational software company in 1977, and later 1983 it has become now Oracle Systems Corporation, and later Oracle Corporation. These people, Larry Ellison, Bob Miner, and Ed Oates, they bought into this commercial software 1979, which is version 2 Oracle. So this commercial software is available with your SQL based systems, and this is a portable version which is released in version 3 1983. That was a relational database system which runs on mainframes, mini computers, and PCs, and this database was written in C, which can be ported to multiple platforms as well. Coming back to PLSQL program units, this was introduced one of the language, stored procedure language, in 1992 with the version Oracle 7. And 1997 with the version Oracle 8, we have object relational database which can support many data types and also supports your partitioning of large tables. Then after, in Oracle 8A version, which is released in 1999, it gave supporting via internet, which is server-side support for Java, as well as which is designed for your internet computing. So we started using database on internet from 1999. Then after, in 2001, we have Oracle Real Application Clusters. Before we are running one database with one single instance, now with multiple instances to access your database. And also introduce the ability to store and query your XML data. So normally you see your XML data. That XML data we can store in your database from 9a version. Then after 2003, grid computing, the version 10G, to virtualize computing resources. This helps grid computing. The key goal is to make database self-managing and self-tuning purpose. And also Oracle ASM helped in this to achieve by virtualizing and simplifying the database storage management as well. A lot of features which was introduced from grid computing as well. Then after manageability and diagnosability and availability, which was released in 2007 from Oracle version 11G, which enabled administrators and developers to adapt quickly to change the business requirements. So we are able to change the requirements very faster. Then later plugging into the cloud in 2013 released with a 12C version. We have feature of multi-tenant architecture, in-memory column store, and supporting your JSON documents. So one of the major feature multi-tenant in this helped us a lot to reduce your cost and improve your service levels for your users. You can have one license with multiple pluggable database within one container database. You don't need to have multiple license or multiple tools to manage or multiple patching from 12C using multi-tenant architecture. So this is about your history of your Oracle database. So let's move on to relational database systems. We'll see what is a relational model in this. So in 1970, E.F. Codd has defined this relational model based on your mathematical theory, and this widely been accepted. This has been confirmed relational database as a relational model in different aspects in terms of structures, operations, and integrity rules. We say in terms of structures where we can define the objects to store or access the data, and using operations we can enable your applications to manipulate data, and also using integrity rules we can govern the operations in your database. So these are three aspects within your relational database. Then later, this relational database where it stores the data with a relation. We have an example like employee management. In that we'll be having an employee table and department where it stores the department information and the table about your salary. So these three tables are going to play as a relation within the database. These tables are two-dimensional in terms of rows and columns. These rows are tuples and columns are attributes. So each row within the table has the same set of columns. So this relational database that stores the data in relations. Every company, every organization will see more than 3000 plus tables. If you go for Paytm, if you go for Paybank, if you go for Aadhaar card, if you go for airlines, Every application has more than 3000 plus tables are being related. The developers, they develop the objects which are tables, procedures, packages within the database, creating a relationship. And then only with this relational model, we can fetch the data, we can access the data very faster. We can manipulate that data. The dependency we can identify. So this helps a lot in form of a relational model in your relational database systems. So we have done with the database overview, which helped in terms of what is database, history of your database, relational model, and your database management systems. Who are beginners, who are new to the database, who are looking for database management systems to learn, this is an overview why we need to, what is there in the database, why we need to choose the database as well. Okay guys, thanks a lot for watching this video.